Brad, what's it going to be like to get to 150?
It's a great milestone and something that I'm very proud of, and understood it hasn't been an easy journey for myself. Fighting a bit of adversity early on in my career, whether it's form, injury, and yeah, to be able to string together enough games to become a life member is something that I'm really proud of with such a strong club in West Coast. So yeah, really proud of what's going to come Sunday.
Can you talk a bit about that adversity? How long does it take before you feel like you belong in the AFL, or how long did it take you?
It took me a few years to adapt to the lifestyle and the training regime. You think, being an early draft selection, you think things are going to happen straight away, and when they don't, you tend to doubt. Don't happen for you. You doubt yourself, and but you know, real confidence in my body. You know, strung together a few games now and in a row, and you know, the stuff I do throughout the week really gives me, you know, best chance to perform the weekend. But every player has challenges in their career and early on, and I had a good support around me, and Simo came across and gave me a clear role, and you know, haven't really looked back.
So what was the turning point for you, do you think?
I think it's just be able to complete a full pre-season, and you know, string together consistent footy throughout the season, playing more than 5-6 games in a row. I think you know, my training volumes went up. The older you get, that's just through maturity, one of your body, and be able to cope with the training volumes. And I think I can't really pinpoint exactly the moment, but I think it's more just the belief that you can play at the top level. And once you do get that opportunity and you do play a couple of good games, and you keep that consistency up throughout the week and your routine, and things just seem to happen.
What did Adam Simpson do? How did he change your role and change things up for you?
I was quite impatient first part of my career with the back line we had at that stage. We had a really experienced group, and I was so eager just to play at the top level that I put my hand up to go up forward, and it probably didn't suit me ideally because I feel like I play my best footy behind the football. But in saying that, I think the lessons I learned playing forward have made me the player I am today. And Simo just came in and said, you know, I want you to play in the back line. I think that's where your strengths are, and that's where you're going to be the greatest asset for this side. And so plunked me on the half-back line, and yeah, since then I haven't moved out. The only thing I think I've moved is down to the back pocket, and I think the next spot is on the bench, and the next spot after that is out the side. So treading a fine line.
Where does the courage come from? When I say this tongue-in-cheek, but are the Sheppards tougher than the Marshes? Is that?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. The courage. I like to play, I guess, a combative game, and like to, you know, you put your head in holes, and I think that's how you earn the respect from your teammates. Be able to play with the likes of Darren Glass and By Waters, I saw firsthand how they, you know, threw their body into packs, and especially Bowie. So I tried to mould my game, and you know, when it's my turn to go, make sure you go and never shirk a contest, and I think I've done that throughout my career.
What did you said you learned some things playing forward. What did it teach you that's helped you in playing defence? Yeah,
I think it's just how hard it is. To be honest with you, it is a tough role playing half forward. It's a lot of running, a lot of unrewarded running that you don't see, and you know, I think probably it's the work rate. Or I had JK and Lecker screaming at me to get out the space. I felt like I was creating space the whole time for him, and I think I was running 16, 17 kilometres a game for 10 touches. So the back line definitely suits me to be able to read the footy more, but just more how the forward's set up and the communication and leadership you need up there.
You played a bit on a wing too, didn't you? You spent some time on a wing at some point?
Yeah, I think at stages throughout my career, there's just pinch hit sometimes in the wing. I still think that's a...
Got lost as a forward.
Yeah. When I was chasing the kick, I'd go, you'd probably find me on the wing. I still feel like you've got to be versatile in today's game to be able to play multiple positions, and I'm still not ruling that out. I still think, you know, I can at stages play that wing role, or, and even down the track potentially go on a rotation in midfield. I don't know what Simo sees there, but I think as a player you always need to grow and get growth in your game, and I think I don't want to just be pigeonholed as a backman, I should say, and I love playing as a backline. I think I've got a really strong unit and love playing behind the footy, but there's opportunities to grow as a player. I think throughout the pre-season I wouldn't mind just exploring anyway.
There are guys in West Coast defence that they like to free up because they use the ball so well, and guys that lock down.
Yep.
You look like you've gotten to a point where you can do either of those things. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. We've got a lot of strong and good ball users down the back line, and my role from week to week does change depending upon the opposition forwards, and yeah, I feel like I've got a good balance at the moment between my attacking game and defensive game, and I think over the years, talking about the maturity in your body, I think you know, playing against these strong forwards, you need years in the gym. I know I probably don't look like the biggest bloke out in the field, and I'm definitely in the back line, I'm definitely not the biggest bloke down there, but just to have that strength to be able to compete with the forwards, because you know, one-on-one in big finals and big games, you need to be able to defend one-on-one. It's all good zoning, but in the end of the day, it is about winning your contests and be able to defend one-on-one, which I pride myself on. I think that's a real strength of mine, just be able to win a half contest, and then, you know, all my attacking side of the game comes off the back of that.
So what's it like if you're playing Port Adelaide and they need someone on Wingard or Robbie Gray? Like, it seems to me that you're the one that gets that job now.
Yeah. Well, see, Shannon Earn, there's no way he's playing out the goal square. He likes to get the footy up the ground. No, but that's my role. I think I enjoy those big challenges, playing on the really gun forwards when they play deep or even high. I think it's a good matchup. I know obviously they've got some really elite strengths, and I feel like I've got some good strengths as well. But if I can try and nullify, I think, you know, I've got a pretty good matchup with a few of them in the competition. Like saying, Wingard and Gray, times here I pretty much play on them when we play Port, and that's my role.
So if you apply that to Fremantle, their forward line structure is almost changing week by week. If they were to set up Walters as the deep forward, are you the guy likely to go to Walters, do you think?
At this stage, I played it in early on in the year. I understand that their forward dynamics changed with personnel, and when Sun's down there, I think, yeah, there'll be stages there I would match up on him. But the way we play as well, we can't really be locked onto one opposition, because you got to rely on your teammates around you with the team defence. So there'll be definitely stages if he's forward that I'll be playing in, but then I'll get a lot of help out and a lot of chop out from the players around me.
How's he dangerous?
I think his work rate, well, for one, from the times I have matched up on his work rate, got a lot of speed and agility, so I find it pretty tough to keep up with him. But he's just his goal sense as well. He's really dangerous, and he's got to give him half a chance, and he'll damage you on the scoreboard.
But what is it like when you're isolated one out? You've seen it a number of times with Robbie Gray, and you've definitely held your own in that, but one out on such a dangerous player, are you always on the edge there?
Absolutely. Yeah, always on the edge. I think that where I play my best footy is on the edge, and I get really nervous going into the games, and especially when you're isolated inside forward 50, you know that a contest loss is going to be a goal against or a score against. So, yeah, you do get nervous at times, but I think that brings the best out of you as well.
How do you then combat those thoughts? Obviously, they're pretty prominent in your mind pre-game and then also in the game.
You sort of want to embrace embrace the challenge, and that's ahead of you. Being one out, I think it's a good opportunity to you know, be in those contests and win those important, crucial contests, and that's something that I've always loved in my career, challenging myself against the best, and there's no better way to do that than one-on-one inside forward 50 by yourself. So I really thrive and look forward to those contests.
Obviously a proud moment for yourself and the family, but against the arch rival as well, does it add a little bit more extra spice knowing it is against Freo?
Not extra spice, but it's a proud moment for the family, and you know, half of my family were Fremantle supporters as well, so everyone's jumped ship now. But to be able to play in front of your friends and family in a game like the Derby is something pretty special, and obviously the hype around town and how passionate both team supporters are. It is a big game, and thrilled that it's, you know, fallen on a Derby day.
Do you know what to expect from their forward line, Brad, because their structure has changed so often in recent weeks?
Yeah, well, we'll do a bit more analysis as the week goes on, understanding, like I said before, that they've got a few personnel out, but they are a dangerous side, and you know, do have the capability to score as well. And I think they potentially could have a couple of ends this week. I think Tabin is pretty close, and a couple of other blokes, you know, knocking on the door. So we'll go in further depth as a group, as a backline group, once the teams are released, exactly who we're going to be matching up on. But yeah, like any game and any forward line come up against an AFL, they're all dangerous on the day, so it's going to be a good challenge.
Just going back to your junior days, were you a bit like Mitch, where you had to make a serious choice between cricket and footy at some point?
Oh, I'd like to say that, yeah. Whether it would have happened or not, no, I doubt it. Yeah, I always loved playing sport growing up, whether it's cricket or basketball. Obviously, cricket and football were my main priorities. But it wasn't probably to the age of 16 where Shane Woden invited me down to do a pre-season with the league team, and straight out of school. And he said, you know, if you have a good summer, then I'll pick you for round 1 for East Fremantle. So that really gave me drive and really made my decision a lot clearer at that stage of my career, because I was, you know, up in the air whether I wanted to go cricket or football. And with Wally giving me that confidence as a 16-year-old, training with seniors, and then potentially being able to play, you know, Waffle round 1 was, you know, a motivating factor. And yeah, so credit goes to Wally there for, I guess, making me choose football.
If you had chosen cricket, in your mind, what do you think you could have achieved?
Oh, I don't know. Not sure, to be honest. I see certain players that I played junior cricket, you know, playing for the Warriors now in Australia now. I'd never say it. I could have got to those levels, but is there many into the wind bowlers going around? And I'll put my hand up. I was the into the wind bowler. I just used to a bit of a workhorse, while all the other boys used to get all the glory. I used to be, you know, slugging away into the breeze. So. No, I don't know. You always think about, you know, what if, and the possibilities that could have happened. But I love football too much, so it's been a no-brainer in the end.
How were you as a bat? Describe yourself as a bat.
I used to play for Reading. Used to play for the not outs, and well, Mitch used to be at the other end, so he always used to, you know, get off strike and just watch him dominate. So you know, I was quite a conservative batter. He used to value my wicket. 2020 wasn't around when I was coming through, so it was all about the longer format. But yeah, I was probably more conservative than attacking.
Do you cross-fertilise with your cousins much about, you know, like the mental aspect of elite sport and what it takes, and when you fail, how you pick yourself up again? And that sort of thing?
Yeah, we do. We've got a really strong family, really close family, and Mitch is my best mate as well. We've grown up together and we've done a lot together, so we do bounce ideas off each other, and you know, whether one's in a bit of a form slump or needs a bit, one's going well, we always have constant dialogue on certain situations, and more so the growth, because Mitch has taken on a bit more leadership role now, so probably more conversations now about, you know, how he goes about motivating his players, and I think he's done a tremendous job, along with Sean as well. I think what he's done in the last few years, get back into the Australian setup, and how well he's been batting is a credit to him. But yeah, we all lean on each other for support, because yeah, we are a tight family, and obviously with Jeff as well, there's been we've had a bit of success there in the family, and family members that have been there to the top of their sport. So it'd be wise to, you know, to pick their brains.
Can we go back to, you said some of your family barracked for Fremantle. Can you tell us who the Fremantle fans were in the house and how they've changed over the years?
Oh, they'll shoot me. I'd say my parents, my family were, immediate family were Fremantle supporters, and I'd say the Marshes were as well. And I was neutral. I used to go to the games. We had a Fremantle membership, used to go to the games, but the real winner in those days were the meat pies and tomato sauce and the chips we used to have. You know, I wasn't too fussed about the result as long as it was a good game, but that was a highlight, just the meat pie in the stand.
So mum and dad changed when you were recruited by them?
Yeah, pretty much. The mindset probably, the age of probably 16, when it was looking like a potential to get drafted. They sort of took a step back from, you know, the Fremantle, because they understood that I could have been anywhere. It was out of their hands and my hands, which club I was going to go to. So yeah, as soon as I got picked up by West Coast, everyone was wrapped, because one, I get to stay home with friends and family, and yeah, everyone's jumped ship straight away.
Brad, just Andy Brayshaw the other day said it'd be great to stick it up West Coast and the fans, given it's a home derby and they're obviously entering as the underdogs. But in the other way around, do you sort of take a little bit of joy in knowing that they're struggling a little bit and you'd like to inflict more pain on them?
Oh, not at all. It was always nice beating Fremantle, crosstown rivals, and for our supporters to have bragging rights. But I think with footy in WA, you want Fremantle to be doing well and West Coast to be doing well as well. I think it was in 2015 when both sides are flying. The passion and how much footy was talked in WA was the highest it's ever been. So you want Fremantle to do well, and I'm a West Coast player. You want both sides to be going really well, but looking forward to hopefully get another win on the weekend.
Just on the work for the United Nations when you finish.
Just on the one about the Marshes as well, with them going for Dockers. Mitch and Sean, they're sort of North Melbourne camp though, aren't they? Where did that sort of happen?
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure who they barrack for. They tend to barrack for whoever's winning, to be honest. It was Fremantle, then last couple of years they've jumped to North and us. I think it was in the 90s when Wayne Carey, they had a really strong team. It's when all the boys jumped on North, and ever since, I think quite a few of the cricketers support North, so they've got their own little fraternity. They go there with James Brayshaw, so I think he's on the fence a bit, but yeah, North and West Coast.
Did you get a banner this week for your 150th, do you know?
Do I?
Don't think so.
Don't think so. I've got a little tunnel to run out to Wolfmother too. Just as good.
Is it a shame not to get a banner though for a milestone game?
It's a tricky one. I'd love to be able to run through the banner. It's obviously it is a big milestone, but I understand that Nick and Lecker missed out of that opportunity at the start of the year. So this is the vision. This is what the club want to do now going forward, and I'm all for it. It's still a great thrill running through that tunnel with the smoke going and the music blaring. But it's part of me that would, a bit old school, would like to run through the banner.
What would yours say if it was going up as a 150?
What would I say? Yeah. Brad Sheppard, spirited. 150, well done. Thumbs up.
Written in red ink.
Yeah, little red ink, little asterisk at the top there as well.